Welcome back. This is the Daily 140 for Thursday, March 12th, 2015. If you have not seen this before, it is my favorite players of the evening in 140 seconds or less. Today it might be less considering there's only 5 games on the schedule. So there's not a lot of players to talk about, and a lot of the players will be shared and highly owned across the board. So there's not going to be as many players to talk about, but there are a lot of interesting plays for tonight. So let's get to it. Okay, at the point guard position, I'm probably not playing anybody up here in the top 4 or 5 most expensive players. Tony Parker will be a popular option tonight. I think he makes an okay play. Jordan Clarkson is a guy who has played really well lately. He's going to get the minutes, and he's in a plus matchup. So I like Jordan Clarkson. Alexei Shved will also be popular tonight, so I think there's an opportunity to fade him as well. His price is just a little too steep, although I couldn't blame you if you really wanted to go after him. And if Gordon Hayward doesn't play, Trey Burke is going to be interesting because I expect him to be lowly owned because he did struggle last time he played, but he was like 1 for 11 from the field, so I think he can bounce back. Harden is a really good play for me tonight, obviously. I think he's probably the top play on the board. Maybe LeBron, but I really like Harden to bounce back after a tough game last night. Stuckey, who is just a pure shooter and launched up 9 threes last night, gets a good matchup against the Bucks, who give up a lot of threes, and Chris Middleton can fill it up in a lot of ways, so I really like him. Wayne Ellington, very consistent over the last 4 games. He's only going to cost you 5,000, and again has a plus matchup. Moving along, sorry, kind of freaked out a little bit there. To the small forward position, I think you have to own either LeBron or Kawhi. This is the type of game where LeBron goes nuts on national TV against a foe in the Spurs. And Kawhi is a guy who can just fill it up in a lot of ways. And this is such a thin position, the small forward position, that it's going to be very difficult to play anybody else, in my opinion. I guess the only other guy who might be in play for me is Trevor Ariza. I'm not really thrilled with it, so I think it's either LeBron or Kawhi. Derek Favors coming off a big game will probably be pretty highly owned. Terrence Jones is pretty consistent for 30 points or so. But Bargnani, again, we've talked about it before. His stock is on the rise, and he gets a plus matchup tonight. So probably have a lot of Bargnani. And then at center, Rudy is going to be your guy. I think that without Dwight Howard, he can really take advantage of Houston. Marc Gasol would be a guy that I'd want to play in cash games because he is very consistent. And then Gortat, while it's not a great matchup with Memphis, he again has been playing the best basketball of his season, so he's a good play as well. There it is. That was probably everybody I wanted to talk about. Are we going to get a bell? There it is. He is. That's probably everybody that I did want to talk about. Like I said, there's only 5 games, so would probably prefer to be a little more contrarian than normal tonight. And try to avoid guys like Alexei Shved. So good luck, and I hope you guys win a lot of money.